Hello, friends, and happy 2024. It's crazy to think that we have fully stepped through the door between 2023 and this new year of 2024. It's even crazier to think that as I record this video, we are halfway through the month already. I don't know where time has gone or how it sped up so fast before I was able to record this video. But thanks for sticking with me. And I will backtrack a little bit through Capricorn season. As a Capricorn myself, I can't believe that I shortchanged my fellow Caps with the latency of this video. But again, thank you for your patience. So, Capricorn season started at the end of December. But on January 4th, Mars moved into Capricorn. So we probably, if you're anything like me, first and foremost, I'm going to throw this out there. Capricorn season this year has felt very, very strange. As a Capricorn myself, this is my time of the year to really hone into and to dive into the Capricorn themes of planning and putting structure around goals and all of these things that are generally associated with the beginning of a new year. We talk a lot about New Year's resolutions or words that we want to carry forward with us throughout the year ahead. All of these things, the planning, the visualizing, um, the beginnings of manifesting what it is that we want in our worlds, those are all very Capricornian things. I haven't felt even a pinch of that this Capricorn season. So if you're like me, just know that it's normal to feel that way. Um, the astrological new year doesn't even start until the spring equinox. So astrologically, we're still tying up loose ends. We still have a couple more months of that before we step into the energy of the new year. But this year specifically has felt a little bit strange. I felt out of place in my own season. So, fellow Caps, if you're feeling that way, I'm going to just throw it out there and say that it's normal. You're not alone in that. So that's a portion of why this video is being produced so late. But again, on the 4th, we had Mars entering Capricorn. So around the 4th, you may have felt an infusion of Capricorn energy. Mars is the planet of action, of inspiration, of fire. Um, and it stepping into the Capricorn season on the 4th may have infused a little bit more of that Capricorn spirit into the season. On the 11th, we had the new moon in Capricorn, which is actually kind of a welcome relief. In months prior, the new moons have been falling at the very end of the zodiac season for which signs they occurred in. So we hadn't really been feeling a lot of that new moon inspiration until late in the Sagittarius and Scorpio and Libra seasons, almost all throughout 2023. Those new moons were falling at the end of the sign. Well, as we kind of progress into 2024, those new moons are going to kind of move earlier and earlier. And we're seeing that this month. So the new moon in Capricorn was on the 11th, which could also have infused some Capricornian spirit and themes, again, around planning, around putting structure to your thoughts. Specifically, the structure around which you're set your thoughts in Sagittarius, which were wide reaching, expansive. Capricorn is the time where we really kind of put form and structure around those big ideas and those big thoughts about how we want to move forward. What is it that we want to build? What do we want to craft and create? So, this is all about the time of year where it's really getting down to the nitty gritty details. So, again, on the 11th, the new moon kind of likely inspired some of that for you. On the 13th, we have Mercury moving into Capricorn, so it will likely be a little bit more free spirited in the sense of sharing our ideas about that kind of stuff. What it is that we're planning for. We might be feeling a little bit more inspired to talk to family and friends about that. And communication in general just gets a little bit easier around the planning of whatever it is that you're up to. That can be work related items, friendships, partnerships, all of the communication um, should be easier to express kind of the details around how you want to move forward. Then on the 20th, we are out of Capricorn season and into Aquarius season. So, as an Aquarius rising, I also kind of connect with the Aquarians in our circle. So, hello and happy almost birthday, Aquarius. But almost more importantly, or I shouldn't say that, but overshadowing the beginning of Aquarius season is the fact that Pluto on the 20th also moves into Aquarius. So earlier in 2023, we were talking about Pluto and the significance of how it was getting ready to leave Capricorn for the first time since 2008 and enter Aquarius. It has gone retrograde. Um, it went retrograde last year and actually entered back into Capricorn. So last year we had a preview of Pluto in Aquarius. On the 20th of January, it enters Aquarius again because it's going to kind of continue to do this direct and retrograde action into and out of Aquarius. So we keep getting these glimpses into what Pluto in Aquarius long term might actually look like. And this is really important because Pluto takes something like 240 years to orbit the sun. So in our own lifetimes, we will never see a Pluto return. Pluto will never return to the same point in the sky that it was at when we were born, even 2 lifetimes or 3 lifetimes, even. So when Pluto changes signs, it's a big deal. It spends about anywhere between 15 and 20 years in a given sign. And so Pluto entered Capricorn back in 2008, where it has resided since 2008. Again, last year was the first time it left Capricorn since 2008 for Aquarius. And then it went retrograde. It went back into Capricorn, but it's about to enter on the 20th Aquarius again. And so, what we want to look for is any kind of, well, Pluto is the planet of just big change, like destructive change, change by any means possible. It is the planet of just power and changes of power. Um, I liken it to the fact that it kind of burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid man without remorse. It just is, I've arrived. And so when we think back to 2008, entering Capricorn, which again is all about the planning and the structure and honestly finances and work and the things and how we earn our money, when we think back to 2008, when Pluto entered Capricorn, what happened financially? The US specifically, but the world went through the economic crisis of 2008. And so it's not to say that Pluto is always negative. There are positive things that come with Pluto as well, but it definitely makes its presence known. And so as Pluto, that planet of power, transformation, change, destructive change in some cases, or like you could even say exciting change, just because of the sheer power that sits behind it. When it enters Aquarius, we want to look for that change as it pertains to our communities, our social networks, our the networking behind our economy and our systems. Um, Aquarius is the sign of all of these things. Aquarius is a sign of social reform, social justice, um, changes in how we serve others. Aquarius is this beautiful, wide open sign that has a lot of really beautiful parts to it, but it is a lot about our social lives, and specifically social justice, social reform, all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to be looking towards this time as Pluto enters Aquarius to those themes, to the changes in those themes, just as a preview, because it will turn retrograde in May, and it will return back to Capricorn where it's been since 2008. In September, it won't be, I believe, until 2025 when Pluto enters Aquarius full time for the remainder of the next 15 to 20 years. So the 20th is a big day. Keep your eyes open. And from the 20th through until May 3rd, when it goes retrograde, just kind of be aware because this is a preview period. On the 25th, we have the full moon in Leo. So the full moons happen when we think about what the full moon is, actually, it is when the full moon or when the moon is opposite the sun. And that's why the moon is so bright at night, because it's reflecting the sun's light back to us. So we have a little bit of duality every month, given on the sign, given based on the sign that we're in at the time. And so Capricorn, again, planning, finances, foundations under our feet. What do we do for work? All of these like really nitty gritty things that are very detail oriented is all Capricorn. So the full moon happens opposite Capricorn, in Leo, which is all about spontaneity and creativity and being in the spotlight and sharing ourselves and performing. And it's the sign of the inner child. It is the sign that is the exact dual opposite of Capricorn. And so, as the full moon in Leo happens on January 25th, we really want to pay attention to what we might kind of need to let go of in the world of planning and organizing and to-do lists and all of these things to inspire some of those Leo traits during this Capricorn season. So what do we want to just kind of table or shelf for the moment, to really inspire some of that play, that inner child, the spontaneity and the joy that kind of comes with Leo? And then on the 27th, another important date, Uranus turns direct in Taurus. So Uranus has been retrograde since August of 2023. So let's see, 9, 10, about 5 months worth of time kind of sitting still in the sky. And so it turns direct. Uranus is another planet of change. As an outer planet, all of the outer planets really do dictate change. But Uranus moving direct means we could have some more ease in changes that we're making to our home lives, our family lives, the food we eat, like the resources that we have access to. So Uranus turning direct is a great boost of energy here at the end of the month. So January 27th. So there you have it. That is the astrology of January. Thank you so much again for your patience as I was getting this video ready for you, and have a wonderful start to 2024. I'll see you next month.